right, Aaron, let's go over the plan. This ridge line right here is the primary line of defense. Right. Intel has it since we have the body of water to our rear. We should expect the attack to our front.
First squad is setting up the concertina and the claymores 50 meters up from the bottom of the valley. Second squad's got the fortified elevated positions for the 50 cals.
Hey, word is we should expect the attack later today. All right, so we got to get on with it.
And got movement front right, right in the valley. Go ahead and blow the claymore.
Game on. This is my last mag, Aaron. Get that gun back up. Now, smoke. We gotta move. Go. Going hot, bro.
Hey, they're breaking away. Hey, I got vehicles out there. Let's get to the barracks.
All right, let's go.
All right, I got two vehicles.
Got it.
I'm gonna engage one on the right.
Blazing to one on right.
Engine block.
Okay, it is 923 meters. 923 meters.
923, got it.
Shoot her up.
Shoot her already.
Send it. Impact engine compartment. He's still moving. Put one in the cab. Same lays.
Got it. Shoot her ready.
Send it. Vehicle down. It's going in the ditch.
Where are the fast movers at, Larry?
Good question. All right, here they come now. The theme of this week's episode of Then and Now is repelling a mass attack, where we will take a look at some of the key characteristics of the squad level machine gun.
At the squad level, the full automatic weapon provides the backbone of available firepower.
Also in this episode, we will take a brief look at a 50 caliber sniper rifle, which has found an important use in repelling mass attacks. This is the Browning automatic rifle, otherwise known as the BAR, the M1918A2. There were no significant changes in its design from 1917 all the way to its end of its service life in the 1960s. It's a 30 caliber magazine fed machine gun that's extremely rugged and completely reliable. It also had two modes of fully automatic fire, approximately 350 and 550 rounds per minute. Very controllable and extremely accurate. It was a major development in the history of machine guns, as it was designed to be used by one man versus a 2 or 3 man machine gun crew. Also, it could be fired from the standing, kneeling, or prone positions. The BAR played a prominent role in the Korean conflict, where UN forces faced overwhelming numbers of Chinese and North Korean troops, who were armed primarily with bolt-action rifles and some Russian submachine guns. Chinese tactics consisted mainly of mass infantry attacks against the American and Allied positions. Fighting was conducted both at long and short range, and American forces depended on delivering overwhelming firepower to counter these mass attacks. It was common in World War II in Korea for soldiers to take off the carrying handle and the bipod of the BAR, as they were somewhat useless in combat. It just added weight to the already heavy soldier's burden. The American soldiers found that during mass attacks, the 20-round magazine, although superior to the 8-round clip of the M1 Garand, was not quite enough to get the job done. Although heavy, the BAR is still man-portable, and the 20-round magazine means you had far superior firepower to the enemy's bolt-action rifles. BARs combined with M1919 machine guns and M3A1 submachine guns provided a tremendous volume of suppressive fire. For instance, during the Battle of Outpost Harry in June 1953, 5 companies of American and Greek soldiers held out for 9 days against wave after wave of mass attack from over 13,000 Chinese soldiers. During this period, UN forces suffered only 114 casualties, while inflicting approximately 4,500 casualties on the Chinese. The tactical impact of the BAR was tremendous. It provided the firepower base for the infantry squad, and also gave the individual soldier, rather than a machine gun crew, overwhelming firepower.
This segment of Tactical Impact is brought to you by FNH USA.
For 6 months, the insurgents labored to prepare Fallujah for the expected return of coalition forces. Large numbers of booby traps and IEDs were placed along the roads and sidewalks, while throughout the city, fortified defensive positions had been constructed. U.S. forces had calmed the city before in late April, but the local municipal militia tasked with maintaining control of the city had been displaced by several thousand Sunni insurgents and foreign fighters, led by Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. By November 2004, the stage had been set for the Second Battle of Fallujah.
On November 8, 2004, 6 battalions of U.S. combat infantry set out with the task of retaking the city. It was a hotbed of hostile activity, with IEDs, vehicle-borne IEDs, trenches, and sniper positions. With large numbers of civilians still in the city, there was a real threat of collateral damage. A primary mission of the U.S. forces was to clear buildings street by street. If I were with those men in Fallujah, the things that I would consider in choosing a weapon would be versatility. I want something I can use inside a building as well as engage a target out in the street. Something that allows me to carry a lot of ammunition because I don't know when the fight's going to be over. And finally, a weapon that's easy to carry and maneuverable because I'm going to be working house to house and street to street. This week on Choose Your Weapon, your 3 choices are the M4 shotgun, a semi-automatic high-performance shotgun, the M16A2, already the standard battle rifle in Iraq, or the M249 squad automatic weapon.
The M249 squad automatic weapon would have been a good choice that November in Fallujah. It had a tremendous rate of fire, but was still portable enough for room-to-room combat.
The M249 SAW would have been a pretty good choice in Fallujah, but its size and weight, as well as the fact that it only fires fully automatic, wouldn't have made it my choice in house-to-house combat.
The M4 shotgun would have been lethal at close range and would have served a dual purpose as a door-breaching shotgun. This would have been a good choice in the house-to-house fighting in Fallujah.
The M4 shotgun would have been a pretty good choice because it certainly is lethal at close range, but if you made your way into a street and had to engage a target at distance, you'd kind of be out of luck. M16A2 would have been a great choice for a setting like Fallujah. It's highly portable. It's also select fire, which means it has the ability to provide semi and full automatic fire. Plus, it's by far the most versatile of the weapons that we've looked at today. That's why this would be my choice in Fallujah. This workhorse of the U.S. military would have been my choice in Fallujah. The Mag 58 machine gun, later to become the M240 machine gun. Chambered in 7.62, its gas operating system is a variation of the one found in the BAR, which we talked about earlier. It's an open bolt, belt-fed, fully automatic machine gun, which allows for a high rate of continuous fire. It's extremely reliable and rugged to the maximum, yet for a machine gun, it's comparatively lightweight, which makes it very maneuverable. It can provide a high volume of suppressive fire all the way out to 1,200 yards. It has a 30-year history with the U.S. military of providing excellent service, and its younger brother, the M240, is the standard service machine gun in Iraq today. Its rate of fire makes the Mag 58 absolutely essential in repelling mass attacks. When repelling a mass attack, you need a weapon that's highly reliable, like the Mag 58. If you just show it a little bit of love, it'll just keep chewing ammunition. It doesn't take very long for a fully automatic weapon to start heating up, so it makes it extremely important to be able to change barrels out to keep the gun running. The M240 replaced the problem-plagued M60 in the 1990s. The basic design can be modified for a light machine gun on a bipod to a medium machine gun on a tripod. It can also be mounted on trucks, tanks, and aircraft, as well as it can be fitted with various tactical optics. The M240 is the dominant machine gun among NATO armies today, and the U.S. version is interchangeable with all foreign-made NATO equivalents. This has significant advantages in training, logistics, tactical versatility, and joint operations. A recent Army report stated that U.S. soldiers have tremendous confidence in this weapon. The M240 truly is a legend in its own time.
This segment of Tactical Impact is brought to you by TAPCO.
This is the Sturmgewehr, storm rifle. Placed into initial production late in the war, it was initially fielded in 1942. It replaced the German K98K as the standard service rifle of the Wehrmacht. It was chambered in 7.92 Kurz, a shortened cartridge in comparison to the K98K. It allowed for using less raw materials, a more compact design, and also was more effective out to medium engagement ranges. It features a 30-round magazine, although troops generally only loaded it to a maximum of 25 rounds. It's a select fire rifle capable of both semi-automatic and fully automatic, and it also has a menacing, sleek, futuristic design. The Sturmgewehr had tremendous tactical impact. It provided superior firepower at greater ranges than any other rifle available at that time. It was effective in the full range between 50 and 200 yards. Therefore, it could handle the job of either the submachine gun or the bolt-action rifle. With the Sturmgewehr, engaging multiple targets at 100 or up to 200 yards becomes dramatically more commonplace and effective, thereby forever changing the dynamics of the battlefield.
In the middle. Right.
Given the tremendous potential of the Sturmgewehr, it's somewhat surprising that the Germans did not rush it into production in 1942. However, initially, Hitler did not embrace the concept. He was concerned about yet another weapons development project. He also had competing resource requirements for 1942 and 43, and there was concern about the production of yet another non-standard caliber. Finally, Hitler embraced the MP-44, naming it the Sturmgewehr, and it was placed into mass production in 1945, the last year of the war. But the Sturmgewehr was available a full 2 years earlier. What if the Sturmgewehr had been widely distributed to the German army in 1943? It would have negated the advantages of the American M1 Garand, had a major impact on the Russian front, and would have provided a dramatically different level of response to the Normandy invasion. The earlier adoption of the Sturmgewehr would most certainly have resulted in far greater Allied casualties and could have tipped the scales in close battles such as Monte Cassino, Bastogne, and Stalingrad. This is a Barrett M82A1M rifle, a heavy special application scoped rifle, or SASR. Designed in 1980 and put into service in 1989, its first use in the U.S. military was by the Marine Corps in Operation Desert Storm. It is now used across the U.S. military, including in Special Forces units. Chambered in .50 caliber, the same round as the Browning machine gun, it features a 10-round detachable box magazine. Weighing at 30 pounds, the Barrett is a beast. However, it has an effective range out to at least 1,850 meters, with recorded hits all the way to 2,500. Although it can be carried by one man, it is best used in a static position like this one. Now let's see how this big boy shoots. During a mass attack, particularly one supported by vehicles, the pinpoint rapid fire of the Barrett could be very disruptive to enemy activities. Although there are other .50 caliber bolt-action sniper rifles in use around the world, the Barrett is the only successful semi-automatic one. During an enemy assault, the Barrett is an effective tool because of its versatility. It can engage enemy vehicles, eliminate critical pieces of enemy equipment, and also serve in an anti-personnel role, especially when they are shielded by cover. When you shoot a Barrett, you know it. With a 661 grain bullet at 2,800 feet per second muzzle velocity, it delivers a lot of power on target. However, recoil still remains quite manageable. This is the 50 caliber round from the M82 Barrett. As you can see, it was patterned after the 30-06 round from the BAR that we used earlier in this episode. The 30-06 is a bad day, but the 50 caliber is a nightmare. In the summer of 2005, the M82 was officially adopted as the M107 by the U.S. Army. In recent years, particularly in the Middle East, the Barrett has been used as an anti-materiel rifle and for explosive ordnance disposal. Historically, the Barrett has been a favorite of U.S. Special Operations because, simply put, this weapon can do what no other weapon can do.
This segment of Tactical Impact is brought to you by Shotgun News.
It was interesting taking a look at the squad automatic weapon this week. A concept that was unheard of just 100 years ago. Now it would be unimaginable for a squad to be without one.
Yeah, and although the theme of this segment was repelling the mass attack, over the last few decades they've kind of all but disappeared. And I can't help but think that one of the major reasons for that is the overwhelming amount of firepower that the defender can now bring to bear on the assaulting force.
I got to fire the BAR and the Barrett, and troops liked them because of the unique capabilities they had, such as a serious caliber and precise rapid fire.
Yeah, and the design of the Mag 58, even though it's 50 years old, is still as effective today as it was then. We hope you enjoyed today's show. We'll see you next time on Tactical Impact.